Something to make you smile thinking about the holidays. Are you hosting Thanksgiving dinner this year? Well, whether it's your first or your 15th time, we all want to impress our guests and make them feel welcome. Chelsea Tomasello from Pottery Barn at Westfield's Franklin Park. She joins us now with tips and tricks to create a beautiful setting, as you can see here. Thank you so much for joining us,
Hi.
Chelsea.
Thanks for having me.
Well, I took a look at the table and I said, wow, there is a lot going on here. It's so pretty.
Yes.
If somebody's thinking about, where do you start?
Well, it's really simple, actually. You know, what you really want to do is you can come see us. We do in-store appointments if you need some help. Or if you're pretty good at putting things together, you really just need to decide what kind of party you're having, what kind of event it's going to be, what kind of gathering. And you just go from there. You just start with the basics. You know, you can see we have just a basic tablecloth, one of our fall festive runners here.
So you start with the tablecloth. Would you say that's the easiest?
Yeah, if you decide to have a tablecloth, you can do tablecloths, runners. As you can see, we did a combination of both.
Oh, so you can do both?
Yes.
Okay.
You can go basic. You can go a little bit, you know, more fancy. Obviously, we've got a lot going on here. You can always, you know, eliminate some pieces if you want something a little more simple. If you've got a lot more dishes and things you're going to be setting on the table. But here what we did is we just did a simple low centerpiece with one of our pomegranate wreaths as well as some candles.
Wow, what a cool idea.
You can still talk over it. There's nothing tall in your way of conversation. So that way everybody can really enjoy themselves and have conversation during dinner.
So I see. Now, if you did want to keep this here during dinner, you can light the candles. You have big platters on the sides. Is that kind of an idea? Just kind of keep the turkey, keep the stuffing off to the side?
Yeah, I mean, there's lots of ways you can do it. You can have your dishes on the table. You can also do a buffet style where you utilize a side table or a buffet to keep all of your dishes too. If you kind of want to keep the table as your decorative area.
Yeah.
So you can do more things like adding some swags or garland or something like that on the table, doing some of the turkeys or other candles, things like that if you want to add to the table. So like I said, it depends on the type of party you're having, and that's, you know, something that we can always help you with to decide what's best for you and your guests, that type of thing.
Okay, so let's talk about the place setting in general. I see there's kind of a lot of layers here. What's all going on there?
Yeah, well, you know, and of course this is what we've done, we'll dress it up a little bit more. We've started with one of our Tava chargers, and basically that's just your foundation, your decorative piece.
Okay.
And then from there we have your dinner plate underneath.
Wait, what did you call this? A Tava charger?
It's a charger, yes.
A charger?
Yes, a charger
Is that a fancy term for a placemat?
Sort of. It's a little bit different than a placemat. It's something that kind of goes with your dinner plate.
Okay.
So you can even carry it along with your dinner plate as you're going, just kind of like a foundation.
It is thick.
It's a little bit
sturdy,
sturdier, yes.
yeah.
It's sturdier than a placemat. And of course, you know, you can always, instead of doing a charger, use a placemat instead. You've got lots of options when it comes to decorating, and so that's one thing that's really nice. And we've used our Cambria dinner line, which is an earthenware, which is hand painted, all different colors. And as you can see, our dinner plate and our salad plate here are actually two different colors. It's one of those great ones that you can mix up and have a little bit of fun with it. And on top we've got, you know, your turkey plate with the gold rim, so really great. That's your wonderful earthy tones for the holidays and kind of really gets you in the mood for some turkey and some, you know, wonderful Thanksgiving dinner.
That's very cool. Now talk about, so let's stack these back up, these little napkins.
Yes.
They seem pretty big.
They are. Our napkins are quite big. These are linen napkins, and what we do is we doubled it up here just for, you know, this is a little more formal. You can always just use one if you don't want to have the two layered up. But as you can see, our napkin does go with our runner. We always have coordinating pieces at the store, so it's really, really a simple way to have everything coordinate in your home so it all flows together, looks really great, and just gets everybody in the mood for the holidays.
That's really nice. And then you have a little guy here,
Yep,
little turkey bob.
Exactly. So that everybody can have a little fun way to know where they're going to seat if you do want to have a seating arrangement. Yeah.
That's really nice. And then obviously we have the cups and good stuff. So, I mean, let's say you're having guests over. You have the table decorated so nice, and then, oh, it's time to eat. Now you have to clear the table. Is there kind of a way you can go about doing that?
Yeah, and that's an easy way, like we said earlier, deciding what kind of a dinner you're going to have. If you are going to do a buffet style, obviously you have a little more room to keep some things on the table while you're eating if you're not going to have your platters of food and stuff like that on the table. If you are, you might want to keep it, you know, a little more simple, like just doing maybe a simple centerpiece, a low centerpiece that you can keep on the table so that people can still discuss over it and it's not in the way. Or if you do want to have a nice grand centerpiece that you want everybody to see before before dinner starts, just do something simple that you can pretty much just pick up and remove off the table. I have a lot of people who ask questions of, you know, what kind of centerpiece should I do? And there's so many different options. It's really going to be about the type of party you're having. What do you want to do? Do you want to leave it on the table? Do you want to take it off? And something simple you can leave on the table low, something just like
That's
this.
a good idea. I know my family, we just always keep the food right in front of us. Easy to get seconds and thirds and fourths.
Yes, and for something like that, you can just, you know, simply use your runners and your napkins and your plates kind of as your decorations, and you can get really creative with it. And then just do a simple centerpiece in the middle, and the food is the rest of your decoration.
Good stuff. Well, Chelsea, thank you so much.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you for joining us.